Welcome back to more Betrayal of Krondor. Locklear pushed the door open. As he passed through, he noted the lack of a door latch. A sign on the inn was likely chartered by the local lord to ensure the safety of travelers. Hopefully it would also mean the inn's furnishings would be suitable. Except for a thin strip on the floor that led between the door, the counter, and the stairs, a gray cowl of dust coated the inn's fixtures. The patrons of the inn seemed similarly stagnant as they glanced up lazily from their mugs of ale and brandy. The question had been innocent enough. While he meant nothing by asking the woman what she was doing in the tavern, Locklear found he was suddenly at the mercy of a rather pathetic street hawker. "I'm trying to sell these," the woman said as she opened up a rucksack and drew out a handful of cracked seashells. Handing them over to Locklear to examine. "Have you tried to sell them to a merchant somewhere?" Locklear asked. "A few places, but I found they won't buy anything they don't already have on their shelves. Why do they just need more than what they already have? I would think they'd jump at a chance to stock items they don't have around." Locklear shrugged and handed the shells back. "I'm no merchant, but it might be a matter of knowing what your regular buyers come after. If you never have anyone asking for shells, it probably doesn't make sense for you to waste your money trying to buy them. You silly hooker." "We haven't rested in the inn. This might be good for our health. Let's go ahead and pay the $7. The room was cramped. Shrugging, Owen stepped over snoring bodies and selected a spot on the floor which looked like it might be comfortable for the night, while Gorth squeezed into a bed already occupied by 3 disheveled-looking men. "Ah, the romance of traveling," Owen said with a chuckle. "See you in the morning." Still feeling lightheaded from his well-earned sleep, he waited patiently as the nightmaster stirred from his office behind the counter. "You seem to be in a good mood," the man said, picking up the guest register. Locklear replied only by nodding non-committally, knowing the innkeeper might increase his rates if he seemed too pleased. "Seeing as how you slept so well, how about another night?" "No, I'm good." "Another time, Nightmaster," he said, rapping a knuckle against the counter. "A bit of advice, however. You want more customers, I advise dropping your prices. Even the Empress of Kesh would balk at what you're asking." The table was clean for them. Sitting down on a splintered bench across from the man, Locklear shared a bit of the mercenary's bread as he listened to a story about a failed love affair with a married woman. This is the same story we heard before, isn't it? Owen struggled with the loot, and we got thrown out because of his shitty playing. Ooh, that's a new building. "Looks like an abandoned tavern," Goreth said. Looking around the room, maybe the former owners left something behind we can use. Spoiled rations and good rations. Praying for a shop that we can sell weapons at. The door opened a fraction of an inch. "Your hands," a voice commanded. "Pardon? What did you say?" Locklear asked. "Show me your hands," the voice repeated from a darkness. "Palms up, thumbs out, and don't make any sudden movements, asshole." Faintly amused, Locklear complied and did as asked, extending both his hands for the stranger's examination. On command, he turned his hands over again, waiting for the judgment of the voice in the house. "You pass," the voice in the house pronounced at last, but his voice did not sound relieved. "All right, then listen carefully and don't ask any questions." What was all this hand business about? "I said no questions," the voice snapped. "Suffice it to say, I know that you can be trusted with what I have to say because you don't bear the sign. You should be on the lookout for scrolls or anyone bearing scrolls. Read them carefully. They could save your life. Be safe." "Scrolls?" Locklear asked. "Why? What's on these scrolls? Does it have anything?" Abruptly, the door slammed shut. If you're talking about spell scrolls, I'm well aware. Oh, it's a fucking gem shop. fucking clue what all this shit does. And I can't afford it, so it doesn't matter. Keep your bloody sovereigns. I decided I'm not leaving. Why should we want you to leave? I refuse, you hear me? I refuse. Go away. The fuck? A man invited them inside. Come on in. My name's Lucan. He introduced himself as he slapped his guest on their backs. Nice to meet you. I haven't had visitors in some while. You know, it gets kind of lonely up here, and the kids don't come down too often. You have kids? They're a marvel, don't you think? And Locklear seized Lucan's wrist and gave it a savage twist, forcing a shiny sovereign to fall from the man's pained fingers. Everyone watched in shocked silence as the gold clattered to the floor. I almost didn't feel you nabbing that from my purse, asshole. You're not a bad thief, but not good enough. Don't kill me. Please, I don't have anything to give you, but I'll do anything. I'll teach you. You'll what? Gorath sputtered. I'll teach you. Yes, that's it. Lucan said, his face brightened. Spare my life, and I'll teach you what I know about locks. Everything. What do you say? Locklear arched an eyebrow. Very well, Lucan, he said. You may teach us, but if we leave here with any less than we came... No, you have my word. Just sit there. I'll be right back. I'm going to go fetch my practice locks, and I'll be right back. Nice try, but no, you're staying right here, dick. Locklear pushed Lucan to a seated position. Just tell Gorath where your practice locks are, and he'll fetch them. Then we'll start all lessons. Having resigned himself to the fact that he wasn't going to escape, Lucan lectured and demonstrated for the better part of the day before he set his practice locks aside. That's it, he mumbled, wiping perspiration from his brow. That's all I know. Good enough, Locklear said. I think we'll be on our way now. And Lucan, for your continued health, I would suggest you get out of the thieving business. Boom shakalaka. Got that lockpick increased. Oh, yeah. Everyone got a little lockpicking love. I dig it. Okay. Now we had some some quest about a chest near Hawk's Hollow. All the different chapters. I don't think it keeps track of our quest. Damn, I just rested. When no one answered their knock, they peered into the hut through the ash-stained window pane. Inside, they could see bones strewn across the dirt floor like forgotten toys, playthings of a death god long gone mad. Against the far wall, eyeless skulls were heaped atop one another with no particular sense of order. What is this place? It's a charnel house. When the graveyards fill up, they have to make way for the new bodies. So they bring the old bones here. Let's go inside and have a look around. I've got a better idea. How about I stay out here and you go inside and have a look around? It's a shovel. We definitely need the shovel because ours is going to break soon. I mean, there's not enough fucking room. Give me that damn shovel. It's a 2-day journey. No, I'm not taking any 2-day journey. Locklear swallowed hard with his heart pounding in his chest. He watched the enemy creep closer. Get blinded, you little bitch. Blinded by the light. Gangbang. Got some stamina now. We can let's try invitation. Where are you going, sir? Yeah, let him run. Puss. He was alive. Not enough room for rations. Well, they're going to sit there. Unfortunately, Hawks Hollow did not have... did not have a shop. Big riddle. Axes and swords will not help you through, yet it and a little push will do. Some in the road would have fought and soon died, were it not close at hand to let them inside. Let's see, what kind of letters do we have here? I think it's going to be key. Correct. I think I'll store my missives here. Please relay our thanks to the Six for the shipment of magical traps. I can't tell which one I read and which one I haven't. Yeah, we read that one. Prevent contact. Ooh, the 5 indicate increased dissident activity centered near the Inklindale region. Should any more red hell not burying the agreed upon hand tattoo pass into the kingdom, you are to assassinate them summarily and above all prevent contact with Krondor. Locklear smiled. Although the approaching man seemed half a hand shorter for the passage of 11 years, his halting stride was still as personal to him as his signature. Ages past, Isaac had suffered his limp proudly, worn it like an injury, sustained on a field of battle, and for that he had gained the respect and admiration of Krondor's young squires, Locklear among them. His tragic expulsion from Arutha's court had been a blow to them all. The years have worn on you well, old squire, despite the fact it seems to have darkened your hair a bit. What did you do? Stick your head in a barrel of pitch? Scoundrel! I would have thought you strung up for impersonating a duke by now. How are you, Isaac? It's been since Arutha's wedding, hasn't it? The very day. You should have heard the fit master of ceremony de Lacey through when he found out I wasn't the Count of Dorgan's son. I dare say he would have tossed me over the palace walls himself if he hadn't been busy with the details of the blessed event. I've kept busy since then, spent the last few years on the road, doing odd jobs along the border. You'd be surprised at all the things I've learned to see since I've left Krondor. Surprise me then, you were always a rumor monger. Well, what would you like to know about? For whatever reason, someone has gone to a great deal of trouble to make certain we stay clear of the eastern side of the Orsinians. We found traps on the road leading east. You assume those traps were laid for you. Perhaps they were laid there to prevent someone in the east from slipping west. I can't see any real advantage in keeping someone out of Hawk's Hollow or L'Oreal, but I can see a very definite advantage to keeping someone out of Lamut. I think you'd be better advised to move south and west away from whoever is laying them out. I've just returned from a military assignment, and it's imperative that I get south as soon as inconspicuously as possible. Are there any places you think we should avoid? At all costs, you want to avoid the road from Egli to Tanniers. There's a festival to be held in Egli, and it's likely your elven companion will be spotted right away. What makes you think we're off to Krondor? Elves don't come out much of Elvendar, and they are even less likely to travel in the company of a boy and a Signir when they do take to a voyaging. Whatever you three are about, I assumed it involved the good kingdom. The good of the kingdom. Krondor will be the only logical place for you to go. The roads seem littered with anxious to anticipate our movements. You know of anyone in the area that seems to have unusual skills? Someone who seems like they know your thoughts? No, for a fact I can't say that I have, but a certain poker player that I had lost a great deal of money to in Egli comes to mind. Name of Tavern. I believe it took me quite a while to make up the funds I lost during a single night playing against him. He very nearly took every sovereign I've made in a month's time. As much as I would like to stand about gossiping, I suppose we need to hie back to the road before Prince Arutha sends out a search party for us. The prince is expecting you then. Please send his highness my regards. I shall. Take care of yourself, Isaac. And then we dig in a hole. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's head this way. Keep going east. We're going to do a full circle here. We got an ambush. One guy. Nice whiff. Guy's in trouble. Whoop. Oh, look at that. More rations for us. Yeah, oh boy here's got some room. Not going to let that food go to waste. Did I come here already? The house was dark. I don't like the looks of this, Gora said, assessing the situation. My gut tells me that as soon as we knock on that door, someone or something is going to be all over us like stink on a troll. What exactly went up there? Scouting. How's this barding work? Owen plucked the strings of the practice lute carefully, aware his smallest mistakes were the cause of great grief to others. He could at least say he was learning, however, minutely every time he played the single tune he knew. I guess you just keep buying lutes and using them until you break the strings. We gotta get our barding up so that we can... Locklear never had a chance to knock. Without warning, a Mortar-Hill warrior charged at them from the other side of the small house, prepared to kill or be killed. "Look out!" screamed Locklear, readying himself for combat. "Ambush!" Gangbang! Gotta go right for the blinding. Do a little weak one. Put him down. Whiff. Oh, double tapped. The battle was won. Devastation. Ooh. We like those swords. Ooh. Broken crossbow. Got too much shit there, buddy. Oh, they left behind some lockpicks. Thank you. Is that one body or two? Fuck it. The box's lid refused to budge. It appears to be locked. Shall we try to open it? I mean, how do you get better at lockpicking? Do you got to keep trying? These things eventually break. It's going up. I mean, if the lockpicks never break, it's not very... There we go. Whoa. The lock was simple as fuck. As the old saying goes, locks are for children and fools, Locklear said. After a few seconds, he flipped the pick locks into the air and caught them again. I am no fool. Has anyone got seashells? Casting is increased. Okay. Got a couple lockpick in there, too. Oh, man. Weapons are really degrading here. No wonder I'm missing all the time. There we go. That spare bag thing scares me. Here you go, leave a sack on the ground. You'll never remember where it's at. Don't think there's a timer as far as days. Just have to make sure you have rations. We need to get to town so we can sell this shit. I'm missing out on all the goodies. A bird shot into the sky. Searching the landscape for the source of the animal's discomfort, Gorath whispered. I think we might do well to pay attention to that little creature. Whatever started it may be close at hand. If we continue in the direction we are currently headed, I suggest we do so with great caution. Locklear noticed a circle of holes. Instinct taking over where common senses had failed. He shouted for stillness. Don't move! In our daydreaming, we allowed ourselves to wander straight into a trap. I don't need to go into the trap if I pull you past it. This guy's stumped. You can sit here and just super rest everybody. Thank you, Dead Mage. Just swap it out, man. Oh wait, who's got the string? He does. Oh my goodness, we got inventory issues. You know it's a good old DOS game when you got inventory issues. We're going to actually have to make 2 trips around this region that we're walking around right now, just so you know. Still 15 damager. Oh, it's too high level. He can't handle it. Gotta stay in your realm. Yeah, one Mortar Hill guy. He's not going to last long against this party. Whoa! Hello! Elven armor. Booyah! I forgot to turn my other shit back on. No, you need the strings for those. Boom! Got that light crossbow fixed right up. And we need to go back in here. Gotta keep track of that shit. Not min-maxing to the maxist. Okay, let's see. We're about full circle. L'Oreal is pretty close to the north. A piece of paper dangled from the doorknob. At all costs, travelers should avoid contact with Orno, known widely as Orno the Pale, Locklear read aloud. A contagion of unknown proportions has already led to the illness of 3 people. Avoid any contact with... The door swung open. Him. Locklear straightened himself as a haggard-looking man in his mid-20s appeared in the doorway, his face covered with a bloody handkerchief. "You're Orno?" "Yes," he wheezed through his handkerchief. "And you're on my doorstep. I got the COVID-19. Welcome. Get away before you get yourselves infected." "What is wrong with you?" The man shook his head. "Don't know. Doctors don't know. Priests don't know. Nobody knows. Only person that survived is Michele the healer, but she's always off in L'Oreal." "I see," Locklear said. "Well, we'll be off now. Sorry to have bothered you again." The man nodded. Sure you will be. Sure, I sure's of it." No one wished to speak about it, seeing the glazed look in each other's eyes and sickly pallor each had begun to exhibit. It was more than obvious they had fallen prey to the virulent plague. Slightly Locklear hoped they would reach a temple soon before they all died of it. Yeah, how about I reload instead? What you gotta say about them apples? Not talking to that guy. Screw him. You will invite him into your house, yet you know him not. Once you get to know him, this thing he will no longer be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you can invite stranger danger into your house. Is there a G? I can't tell. G-E. Fonts aren't the greatest. Oh yeah, stranger danger. I got enough whetstones to get anything wet. You gotta stay there. Yep, got into a fight. Slade. Oh, yeah? Fucker's out of range. Hello. Oh, shit! Alright. Just fireball my own dude. This guy's gonna run and we're gonna heal. You got slayed. We like just the money. Just go straight money. We're good with that. Starting to get a sizable little chunk of stash there, too. Well, here's L'Oreal. A thin man greeted them at the door. I'm Kiefer. Have you come to buy or sell some gems? He questioned in a frail voice. Locklear moved closer to the door. We're looking for a ruby that may have been stolen by a group of great warriors. Have you purchased any gemstones from such men? I don't know what you're talking about, the man said quickly. I don't buy stolen merchandise. You might try talking to a fellow I ran into north of Hawk's Hollow about it. Name's Isaac, if I recall. The man looked about nervously. I'm not open for business right now. You'll have to come back later. Oh, I gotta go back and talk to Isaac now, eh? They were greeted warmly. After a friendly chat and a swig of ale, they refused any further hospitality from their host. You've been more than generous, Locklear said, grabbing his pack. I think it's time we made for the road again. Wasn't there a tavern here? Oh shit, we're resting. Outside. There's the tavern. Shit. I missed out. Oh, Thank God. We know this stuff is already repaired. We gotta take these other swords back north. Yeah, whatever. Tag this. So these shoes actually give you more stealth. So whoever our stealth creeper is, which looks like it's Locklear, I believe it gives plus 10% stealth. Which is why his stealth is up there. $400 sovereigns. A lot of fucking whetstones. I don't think we need extra 20 at all time. We could probably stash them somewhere on the way. I've got some spoiled rations. You want to buy those? There you go. Hey-o. So when it's broken, you need a whole new string, but I guess this repairs it as it gets more used. Interesting. Let's have him repair these and then give them right back. They're ready for sale, sir. Fix that armor right up. I could go to some two-handed broadswords, which is kind of what we should be doing. I'm going to buy one. I need you to haggle on it. Never mind, you suck. Oh, yeah. Alright, we probably want to get another one of those for Gorath. However, I don't want to go fucking crazy and blow all my money. That was 150 sovereigns. But from what I've read, they're good. Good to have. We also want to get a couple medium crossbows. Let's go back and find Isaac. We're going to backtrack all the way to Lamut, too. Locklear caught sight of Isaac. Whistling to his old associate, Deciphering motioned for him to join their company. Thought you were off to meet with Prince Aruthia. So did I, but we've been muddling about here taking care of a few other errands. It's just luck we happened on you again. I shall consider it good fortune then. So what can I do for you? Did you by any chance purchase a ruby from Kiefer, cook in L'Oreal? He told us he sold it to someone named Isaac, and the description he gave us sounded like you. Why, you want to buy it from me? It's not like it's the only ruby in the world, you know. The ruby he sold you was stolen from a Surani magician who was passing through Lamut. The garrison would like the stone back. We were hoping we could talk you into at least returning it to Kiefer to get your money back. Sorry to hear about your dilemma, but I had no idea the stone was stolen when I paid Kiefer's price. And I have my own little problem. I need the stone so I can pay off a sword crafter and get my blade repaired. Can't you pay him with gold? He specifically barters in gems, and rubies will cover my cost plus a little more. I should have enough left over to eat for a month or more. What if we can repair the sword for you? What, here in the middle of the road? Since I don't have a workshop, I don't see what we can do it anywhere else. Well, I suppose my blade is fairly expensive, and I'd hate to see it further damaged. It's conceivable you could do more harm than good, so unless you're really skilled at weaponcraft, well, do you really think you're that good? Good enough, your blade? Please be careful. I'm paid quite a bit for it. Well, I have to say this. You appear to know what you're doing. This looks much better than it did, and it will hold an edge. You could cut up a whole of Delicon's moss ranges, and it'll still be sharp for a month after. Well, it looks as though you come through on your end of the bargain. Remind me to give you the ruby before you leave. Give it to me now, then. So where's this miracle-working weaponsmith you were talking about? It might be worthwhile to go and have our own weapons repaired. There's a shop in High Castle called the Battlewicks. It's a long way to go, but their work is impressive. As much as I'd like to stand about gossiping, I suppose we three need to get back to the road before Prince Aruthia sends out a search party for us. I wouldn't dream of impeding your progress then, but just watch yourself, Signor. There are dangerous fellows abroad. We shall keep an eye out for them then. Goodbye, Isaac. Okay, so, there it is. Common as a pebble on a beach, the pear-cut ruby was used in Western Kingdom almost as frequently as golden sovereigns when traders were making large purchases. While their values were dependent on their quality, they almost never garnered more than 400 sovereigns from a gem dealer. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for this episode, folks. Stay tuned for more Betrayal of Krondor.